Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 23rd, and right now we are looking at the infrared slash visible satellite imagery. You can see British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Check out all the cold air cumulus and all the cold air out over the Gulf of Alaska, which remains our weather is going to remain active today. We're going to take a look at all that and the extended forecast as always as we go through the video here this morning. Take a look at Seattle, 60 degrees yesterday, still below average, just a trace of rainfall there. And look at the windy conditions. We had 37 miles per hour officially yesterday and today, 42 back on the 16th. Pretty good wind gust for the month of May. Taking a look now at Portland, Oregon, 61 yesterday, got 500 of an inch officially back in the bucket there. 2.28 inches of rain so far this year, 37 miles per hour, the high gust here for the month of May. So if we take a look at what's going on here, you can see we've got the European yesterday morning's run here, so 18 hours difference. This is last night's run on the left, and you can see not much change in the short term here. We're going to bring some more cold air down here and keep systems going through the Pacific Northwest. In fact, a little bit more aggressive with this short wave here as we go on in through the day Saturday. So we could get some pretty wet, it could be a pretty wet day for many areas here across the Pacific Northwest. And then we set up this trough out over the Gulf of Alaska. It could bring some atmospheric river activity back into the Pacific Northwest as well. We're going to be watching this one over the next couple of days closely. And as we scroll off into the extended forecast a little bit more, you can see how the Gulf of Alaska trough that starts to move into the west coast of BC a little bit stronger here on last night's run versus yesterday morning's. Now taking a look at the European, this is 6-hour precipitation in type. So I want to show you when the next precipitation starts rolling in. You can see it starts to impact western BC and Vancouver Island as we go through the evening and night tonight. Go through tomorrow morning, start to bring some precipitation back into western Washington. Look at BC and the Rocky Mountains there of Alberta and British Columbia getting some nice rainfall. The Blue Mountains of Oregon here, Cascades of Oregon are going to get some rainfall, and you can see some pretty good precipitation showing up here as we go through the day Saturday. It's going to be a pretty rainy day here for some areas across some of the Puget Sound also. Then we go through Saturday night, dry out for just a bit, and then we bring this next system. It's got an atmospheric river look to it here as we go on in through the day Sunday. So we'll be watching that one closely. We'll revisit that again tomorrow. Now, taking a look at that atmospheric river here on the GFS precipitable water anomaly. In fact, let me update this so we have the most recent information here. The 12Z is running as we speak. So here we go with bringing these systems in here as we go through Saturday's system coming up there. And then we start to bring this atmospheric river look to things here. We could bring some interesting rainfall totals here across the region as well. It's getting a little bit late in the year for that, but you know, Mother Nature sometimes just does not mind. Taking a look at lightning flash density potential for today. This is for today. Northeast Washington, BC, extreme northern Idaho, Panhandle, northwest Montana, and some of the Rocky Mountains. Look at some thunderstorm activity there. Then you can kind of see that slide off to the east for tomorrow, Friday. If we look at the SPC, it does have that thunderstorm threat there across northeast Washington. It does include Spokane, so eyes on the sky there across the higher terrain in northeast Washington, BC, and Alberta, Rocky Mountains. You guys know the drill. And you can see the severe weather. It is that time of year there out across the plains. I'll probably be heading out again tomorrow to start chasing again. Now, I'm going to skip that one right now, but we're going to back up here and we're going to look at the total snow and inches in the National Blended Models here. So this is actually not updated. Let me update this fully. There we go. It's updated now. And you can see that we are going to be dealing with a little bit of snowfall here for some of the higher terrain of British Columbia here as we go through. But as we go on in towards Monday, you can see a bit more piling up. And you can see not much for the Cascades of Washington there. If we scroll off into the future 200 hours, just mainly the higher peaks. Not looking at any dynamic snowfalls for the pass areas, so I wouldn't be too worried about going back and forth across the passes. This would be beneficial for the Rockies of BC and Alberta there as well. Montana, Idaho, the higher terrain, extreme northwest Wyoming also. So yeah, it's that time of year where we're starting to shut off the snowmaking machine for sure. If we take a look at today, high temperatures, check it out, 67, Seattle, Portland, some 70s east, but we drop those back down again here. Look at that, only 60, Seattle, Portland, and then on Saturday, probably a pretty rainy day for many areas here as well. 61, only the high. So there's Sunday, and then we start to bounce back maybe as we go through the early portion of next week, but then maybe one more week system sliding through here. We'll see how that goes. But then towards the end of the run, towards the early portion of June, we start to warm up a little bit here. So there's always some hope off in the extended forecast. Taking a look at 500 millibar height. So I want to show you what's going on here. So we've got these systems moving through And that Gulf of Alaska troughing looks like it's going to be pretty active here as we go through the month of May. So that could keep some systems going through. But then it continues to want to build a ridge off in the extended forecast, but it did back off on some of that on more recent runs here. So we'll be watching that. We can still get some pretty interesting systems on and through the early portion of June, and actually through the month of June here in the Pacific Northwest. If you've lived here for a while, you know that we can get that occasional storm system in here, and you see a ridge trying to build in there. We're looking way off in the fantasy forecast at this point, though not really much point in it. Take a look at Seattle, Tacoma temperatures. You can see with these troughs hanging around here, maybe a bounce back day somewhere in between there. Enjoy those nice days while you can get them. And then you can see the GFS off in Fantasyland showing some heat returning, but you just kind of throw that out right now. We'll watch it off into the extended. Here's Bend, Oregon. You can see as we go through the roller coaster ride here as we go through late May as well. This is Seattle, Tacoma. Not looking at huge precipitation amounts. As you can see, some of the ensembles are in fact dry here with the next system as we go through next week. But off in Fantasyland, you can see some interesting stuff. Some dry, some with some bigger precipitation amounts. This is Mount Baker ski area, and you can kind of see that same thing happening here. This would be the system coming in here on the day Friday, or actually Friday night and through Saturday here. And then as we go on in through Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You can see the above average signal across the west, but still got that below average across some of the Pacific Northwest. You can kind of see it clipping us here, and the above average still clipping us with the below average precipitation chances across a lot of the west elsewhere. So anyway, yeah, I'm probably headed back out tomorrow. I will bring my setup with me. I will try to do briefings on the road as I'm out there. I may be out there for an extended period of time, maybe a week this round. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. It's good to be back in Seattle, but I'm going to head right back out. It is that time of year. And yeah, click like and subscribe. And I really appreciate all the members that support this channel. You guys make all of this possible here. So thank you for your monetary support. You know, you guys don't have to do that, but it's so appreciated. It allows me to put more energy into this channel. And I didn't realize it would be this successful in the long run. And it's just going to make it more and more part of my life. And if I can, you know, eventually some point maybe make this my full-time thing here, I can really put a lot more into the channel and get much more interesting information as a whole probably out to you guys. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.